ready? 15 questions, and some of them are funny and some of them are serious. I think, and I've kind of put them in, or tried to put them in an order that makes a little bit of logical sense. The first one, how did you meet? Do you want to?
Which time?
You tell your story first, and then I'll tell mine.
Okay, so first time we met, I would say. Actually, first time we actually met would be when I picked cheesecake up. That'd be the first time we actually met.
When did we meet before that?
Oh, I was saying I've seen you before that. We didn't actually meet.
Spied on.
Yeah. So I would say that's the first time we actually met. Then after then was probably after then would have been in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, after then was in the
Which
gym.
was a few months later, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was God, first time we met was end of November when I picked the cheesecake up from you.
And then the gym was not till April,
Yeah.
I think.
And the November was not in lockdown when I bought the cake up from you. And then April was when the gyms had fully reopened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually the first week the gym fully reopened.
Yeah, it was, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was. Because someone pointed out on the gym.
Yeah.
Not very
That's
often that happens.
That's the
but-
guy that bought the cheesecake from me.
So that's my version of it.
That's a pretty accurate version, to be fair.
Yeah.
You messaged me a little bit on a couple of times on Instagram, didn't you? And I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
And then you ordered the cheesecake from me.
I'm actually trolling you on Instagram, wasn't I?
Trolling me?
Yeah, because of
You weren't really trolling me.
Because of your, I was on Team Leon.
Yeah, me and
Because of the
Liam.
cookie dough.
Me and Liam were making cookies, weren't we, in lockdown, having cookie competitions, and you told me that I wasn't going to win. And I screenshot it and sent it to Leon, and I was like, who the fuck's this guy? And then we went after that in the gym. And then
Yes.
I invited myself on a date with
Yeah,
you.
you just invited yourself onto one of my sessions in British folks.
And then that was that. And then you were stuck with me ever since. Okay, which leads on to a good question. What is your favourite date that you've ever been on? With me, obviously.
That's my question, is it for me?
Well, it's for both of us.
Oh, okay.
But you can go first. Favourite date that we've been
I'll
on
go first,
together.
yeah. Okay, I'll go first. So mine would be the date to London. So
Yeah, I think that would probably be the same for me.
mine would be the date for London, in the sense that we trained
Yeah.
at a great gym, we were at King's, and then we went for a steak at somewhere we'd never been before, just complete picked out of the blue. Looked good on TripAdvisor, so I thought, Argentinian steakhouse can't come up surely, and it was absolutely top notch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a really good steak actually, it was really good.
That was very, very good.
Yeah.
And mac and cheese.
And then we went and we walked for miles, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went for miles over London Bridge, all around like the Docklands area. We literally just kept walking all over Westminster.
Yeah.
For hours really. It was actually, we had to.
And we had that frozen yogurt as well.
Yeah, we had that frozen yogurt from something Yogurtland or something. It was a bus outside the main Thames, wasn't it? And then we had to take a quick walk to actually get the last tube back. We'd been out that long.
Yeah.
And we went out for dinner at 7, and we got the last tube back to the hotel.
Just before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That was probably my best one.
Yeah, I think I'll probably agree
yeah.
on that one. I think I'd agree on that one. And then number 3, do you prefer stay-in date nights or out date nights? Both. Depends, I'd say.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice just to switch off and not be able to have no outside noise and just chill. But then other times it is nice to get dressed up and go out for dinner.
Yeah. We do a mixture, don't we? We tend to do like one weekend a month where we'll go out for like a real nice meal.
Yeah.
And then the others where we'll stay in or we'll do something more chill, go
Yeah.
to the beach or.
But yeah, I'd say I like both. But I wouldn't want to do going
one
out
or the
all
other.
time. Yeah.
No.
They've got a good mix sometimes there, especially with workload and stuff. It's nice to go. Really don't feel like going out.
Yeah, we'll just chill.
We'll just chill. Yeah.
And then I like this one. Who trains harder?
It's a good one actually. I would say. I think I would say personally, from a leg point of view, you'll probably go harder.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of anything else, but I think as my legs have got better in terms of my knees, I've been able to know that I recover right.
Yeah.
Whereas before, my main focus has always been, I don't want to batter my legs because if I can't do cardio, then I'm not happy. Whereas for me now, it doesn't matter how much I batter my legs, I'll always be able to do cardio still, which I'm okay with.
You definitely do more cardio than what I do.
But I would say, I don't know, I'd say we both train pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
But I'd say we both sometimes have different stimulants.
Yeah.
In terms of like, mine's sometimes just big sets with back offs.
I do a lot more volume than
And
you
yours
do.
is volume. So I suppose it's very two different styles of training. Because you could say, oh, I've got a lot longer rest periods than some of mine, but then naturally shift your lot of weight. Yeah, I'd probably say we're both pretty
Both train hard.
pretty, yeah.
Who has the most trainers? You, definitely. Why are you even erring over that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Simon has more trainers.
It's because Jordans have colours, and I don't like wearing clothing that's not matching the Jordan colours.
We have every colours of Jordans in the world. Hello.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so Simon definitely has more trainers than me.
Yeah,
1 million
guilty.
%.
Definitely.
This is an interesting one. Who is the boss? I actually don't think that either of us is.
No, I think we've both got different areas where we'll.
I think I would say we're both equal in a sense that we'll both put each other in a place if we need to, and both. I think we're both equally as respectful of each other.
Yeah, that's definite. Yeah.
I think there's different areas that I would say I'm the boss in and you're the boss in.
Yeah.
But then it equals out across the board. I don't think that one of us is more the boss than the other.
Yeah, in terms of things like making plans, or we do this, or we'll go there, or arranging things.
Arranging things,
I
you're the
think
boss.
that's always me.
When we go away, or when we go back to the UK, I don't even know what flight we're getting on, where we're going, what's going on. I just follow you.
Flight is.
No.
But I think that's where I always have my.
Even when we go on dates and stuff, I don't know where we're going half the time.
No. But then if we are having some date nights, you'll choose sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you're the foodie.
Yeah.
So you'll normally choose. But I think in terms of. No, I think it's pretty.
Pretty equal.
I think it's so different on certain things.
Yeah.
I think from the business and practical, that's me. And then everything else is you.
The fun stuff, I'm the boss on.
Yeah. Yeah, the fun stuff, yeah, definitely.
Oh, I know what we know what the answer is to this one. Who is the most messy?
Most what?
Messy.
Do you want to answer it?
Definitely me.
Definitely.
Although you do really annoying things.
I do really annoying things.
Like eat rice cakes without a plate all over the floor. And leave
That's a bloke thing.
And leave the empty toilet roll on the thing.
That's a test.
And what, of my patience?
Don't see how long it'll last.
But I'm definitely more messy, 1 million %.
1,000,000%, yeah.
Okay, serious question. How do you see your life in the next 5 years?
In terms of the vision, what, business or personal? Both?
I think like just in general, like where 5 years is quite a long way to think forward, but definitely still coaching.
I'd definitely still be impacting more.
Bigger and better
Yeah.
of what we're doing now.
I think the business side of things will grow exponentially in that period.
Mm-hmm.
I think our impact will have grown exponentially, and I think for me personally, my ability to help the industry as a whole in terms of coaches will have completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
think that'll be probably the big side of it. From a personal aspect, I think we will have more of an understanding of where we want the rest of the life to go, and we'll be well planned for it as we already are now. I think we'll still be looking in Dubai.
Yeah,
I think we'll. I see this Dubai as it's home, whilst the UK is very, very close to us. Dubai brings us the ability to stretch where we see ourselves in 5 years, and as a result of stretching ourselves where we see ourselves, it means that we take all of our clients and anyone that's in our community with us on that journey, which means they all grow. So I think that us being here only benefits everyone else around us.
Oh, definitely. Productivity, quality of work.
So I think from a mission and vision, we'll still be here, but there'll just be more of what we do. I think it'll just be what we're doing now, but more of it in a bigger scale with a bigger team.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe, just maybe by then I might have legs like Tom Platz. Maybe. Do you train together? Not very often, do we?
We did today.
We did today.
That's
Tuesdays we do. Tuesdays we do, and then Sundays sometimes.
Generally, it's mainly Tuesday we will do legs together. But outside of that, probably not, because our splits are just so different.
I do a lot more legs than you do a lot more of them, don't you? We always go to the gym together.
Yeah.
But then we'll train separately.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Do you think being together as a couple has helped make you more successful? I do.
Yeah. That's right.
I think because you have the support of someone backing you, and how to explain it. I think that you bring out the best in me.
I think it's a dynamic, and I think every relationship must have that dynamic. No two people can be the same in a relationship, I don't believe.
No.
I think there has to be one that takes risks and one that's pessimistic and one that's optimistic, essentially.
You said I'm pessimistic.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No. Careful. Whereas I think with my background and just my journey as a whole, I will always back myself to take the risk that no one else will.
You just do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Calculated stupid shit.
Calculated. It's all built on data. So I know that on the data side of it, then I know it. And actually, the data can still fail you. But because I trust the data, I then have less doubts. So then it does eventually work.
Oh, I just shit myself for everything.
Yeah. But I think it's a good dynamic to have, because I think, in fact, one scenario I would say here would be, I think it's important to have it because my ability to just not stop has to be reined in. So like, we have Saturdays off now, whereas if it was just me, I just wouldn't stop. But I think by having Saturdays off, I am a better person as well.
Yeah.
Not Saturday off as a whole, but I mean from Saturday afternoon. But I think, and that's, I think that's the dynamic of the relationship where you need that time off, but then actually so do I, but I just won't recognise it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just focused on different shit all the time.
I think definitely the person that you're with has a massive impact on how your life unfolds.
Yeah, because I think it's
the most important part of your life, really, essentially.
I think it's on two elements, not even on two, there's many elements, but I think the two main ones to me is, I think when you're taking a big risk, deep down I always do have that bit where I'm probably shitting myself when I take those risks. But those risks are far less when you've got someone next to you that backs you with it. And I think then from the other side of it is when someone backs you or when there's a relationship. I think one thing that you always both have, we always both have in common, we don't doubt each other.
Yeah.
If we say we're going to do something, we know we can do it.
Yeah.
But I think that comes off as both having an understanding of we know what we need to do.
Yeah. But definitely, I think it definitely makes a difference for sure. you had to describe each other as a breed of dog, what would it be? I think that you would be. I'd say some sort of like mastiff of some sort. You'd be like a bull mastiff of some sort because they look like scary, but they're soft as shit and they're big and strong.
I think you'd be a boxer.
Oh yeah, you'd be a boxer because they're fucking off their tits. That's definitely you.
Just banners, just all day.
Yeah.
Just literally,
Yeah,
literally cause carnage.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Yeah.
Fucking mental.
Yeah.
What would I be? Be careful.
I know what you'd be. You'd be a Doberman.
Why Doberman?
Because you look at a Doberman, you go, that's stunning. But you go, I'm upset at it. So that's why I'd say Doberman. But then you go, actually, this Doberman's alright. This is a cool Doberman. But then sometimes a Doberman could say, that's you. That's definitely
Don't upset me or I'll kill you.
Yeah, you're definitely a Doberman. Definitely a Doberman.
Who's the best cook?
This is what you're talking about. Because if it's anything to do with a steak or anything to do with an egg, then that has not got your name on.
I do a good steak.
In terms of how it's cooked.
Sort of, it's hit and miss.
Yeah, I am literally, I don't even think about it.
I'm better at baking stuff. Anything to do with
Yeah,
baking,
anything to do with
cakes,
baking.
desserts.
Anything to do with things that are...
I can actually cook really well when I really concentrate and have time to do it. But when I don't, I'll just burn it or the chicken goes like pebbles.
Yeah, I think for me, yeah, I'd say it's mixed. If it comes down to actual dinner dishes,
You.
I'm probably me. But if it comes down to anything that's sweet and nice and what actually anyone else really does want, then that's good.
Probably me, yeah. Where are we on here? How do you find running a business together as a couple?
I think it's good. I think we play off each other's strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's stressful. There's no doubt about that. There's always stress.
Always
in every
stress.
business. And there's always parts that we won't agree with. And I think it's because you don't really track data. Whereas I am literally
Data king.
I am so anal with my data. And then when I bring to it with data, you're like, have a day off.
Yeah.
But
I like to go off vibes and energy, but that doesn't.
But I think from an actual business aspect, I think then you then come up with more creative ideas that data doesn't give you.
Yeah.
Whereas I'll give ideas based off what data tells me.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore you could take a more creative approach to certain aspects of the business and it will absolutely boom.
Mm.
But then I'll always go by the data. Do it my way.
I hate data. I'm getting better though.
You are, aren't you?
I'm definitely getting better.
Yeah.
One thing I would say is that I think that, and we have got better at it, is making sure that we actually have time together as a couple, which we have like designated time now, don't we?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it can be very easy for everything to just kind of mould into business. You
Oh,
talk about business,
yeah.
you do. And even now, even when we do go out and we have like a date night, we do still talk about business because we genuinely love it.
Yeah.
But
It's like any couple when they come back from work, how's your day been?
yeah.
Because like people will probably see that like, oh, we go and train together, we wake up together, we have breakfast together, we do this together. It's literally like we do everything together the whole day together. But other than breakfast, other than training, the rest of that day, probably till near on 10 PM at night,
We
pretty
don't
much
actually
when we
see
go
each
out for a
other.
walk and get a drink, that's probably the only time we see each other.
Yeah.
And I think people would be probably surprised by that.
I think people think that we literally do everything together. We work together. We sit at the same desk and do. We literally don't do. We were separated pretty much all day.
Yeah.
And I think then unless you have that designated time together, then we just wouldn't. We just
Literally, we're
work.
both just in our own office, doing our own thing
Mm-hmm.
with what we need to do because of the separate side of the business, and that's how it will always
Be.
be.
Mm. Okay. Last two questions. What 3 bits of relationship advice would you give to people? Oh, that's a bit of an in-depth question. I would say, I think from like what we've learned being together is don't just expect the other person to read your mind.
Yeah.
Have to communicate.
I would say communication.
Because what seems logical and makes sense in one person's head does not make sense in the other person's head.
Yeah.
And you can't expect it to.
I think, I think communication is probably literally the highest one out of all of them.
But I think understanding how that person communicates, because we communicate very differently as well, don't we? Where I'm very much like, whatever I'm thinking, it's like verbal diarrhea.
Yeah.
Whereas you take time to think and process things a lot more.
Yeah, I think for me it would be a case that I think we're very good at communicating pretty much everything in our relationship now. And I think and sometimes that's taken time to do because we just don't really think about the times we don't, and then actually don't, and we should communicate that. That's still of importance. But I think one of the big things I think probably I've learned is to listen more. Because ultimately you're not me, I'm not you. You process and react to things differently. I think that's probably a big thing. And I think also recognising, and I think on that, even back on that again, is the ability to sometimes that you might have different ways of liking or different ways of doing things. I think that's totally normal. I think we have to accept that. But I think from 3 pieces of advice would be to communicate. Always communicate, always talk if something's not right or if something's good. But I mean, in terms of even like communication, just on a general basis, is so important. But I think always talk, and I think and never take them for granted.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like anything else that I would like kind of say. I think as long as you've got your communication right, I think probably comes under communication as well. But I think it probably comes under communication as well. But I think being supportive of each other's goals, even if that goal makes absolutely no sense to the other person at all.
Yeah.
But that's where you need to again communicate why you want to do something and why it's important to you. I think that as well, when we work with couples, it's very evident. If one person wants to lose weight, if one person wants to get in shape, but they don't clearly communicate the reasons behind why they want to do something, then it can cause conflict. Whereas if actually, like, you come to me and you say, oh, I want to compete in November, and I think, oh, fuck's sake, here we go, we're not going out for any nice meals for the next few months, this is why I want to do it, it's important to me. It's like, okay, you have to take it on the chin as to the things that I enjoy doing temporarily have to get kind of put on the back burner for a bit because I want to support you in what you do, and that's important.
Yeah.
And you have to have that understanding of each other as to what's important, why it's important, and you have to support each other. There's no relationship that's going to work if I then moan, or if someone moans, oh, why can't we do this, why can't we do that? It has to. One person has to always give.
Yeah.
You know, it's never just 50-50. It always has to. That dynamic has to always be there. And I think that as well, in regards to things not always being 50-50, is also from how each other feels mentally.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be days where I lean on you more. There's days where you lean on me more, and you need more support from the other. And you know, it's never just a 50-50 split on everything.
Yeah.
Final question. What's your favourite qualities about each other? I like how friendly you are to everybody. Simon is that person who will make friends with everyone, says hello to everyone. I'm like, fucking can't be arsed. But you, no matter where we go, if we go away for a couple of days, you all have made friends with the person that's on the reception in the hotel. You make friends with the security guard out the front here. You make friends with everybody. And I actually really like that about you, even though we can't go anywhere without having a conversation with 46 people on the way out to the gym. But I think that I like how you genuinely want to help people. You see everyone as level, no matter where they come from, what they do. You see everybody as level. I like how patient you are, especially with me. And I like how, well, I actually like how we were saying earlier about you, that you are a risk taker, because you then push me to do more scary stuff, bigger, bolder decisions than what I would do on my own. So I like that about you, and I like the fact that you look after me when I'm stupid. I like when you plan stuff and you do stuff. Like, I like it when we go away and I don't know where I'm going, and I go to the airport and I don't have to have a brain at the airport. I just follow you around. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I'm literally your chaperone. Your travel chaperone.
Yeah, but I think I like it in the sense of that, like, I think from like a female perspective as well, it's one of those where I like being independent. I like, you know, being able to do my own stuff, but then I also like the fact that I can be a girl around you, and you do take charge of things, and you do organise things, and you do things.
Yeah.
And then I can just go, no. I like that. But I could do it on my own if I needed to. But I like that I don't need to because you do it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think for me it'd probably be probably the way you look after yourself. Like, literally, there isn't a day when you will not make sure that you are on point from start to finish of the day, regardless of how you're feeling, regardless of what's going on, anything that's going on. It's like, no, this is who I am, this is my identity, and we'll not let this slip. I really like that. I think I like how much you give to everyone in terms of, from a coaching aspect, in terms of changing the lives you have. I think your ability to go, people only see the coaching aspects of it, but the bit behind the scenes, and even sometimes for you how emotionally attached you get to all of our clients. Like, not even just the clients you coach, all the clients you've got, the coaches you've got, you're emotionally attached to every single one of them. You want them all to be the person that they dream of. And I think that's something to admire, because there's no selfishness there at all. It's literally just, all I want is the best for every single person that comes into our community, which I really like. And then I think from a relationship point of view, I like how you believe in me to do things. I think that makes me believe in myself and take the risk that probably I wouldn't these days, which is good. And I think that's where the dynamic of relationship can really work. So I would say the belief you have, even on clients, rubs onto me, but your personal belief in me behind the scenes, what I want to see is where I will always still probably have my own moments, but outside of that, people think I'm just Mr. Zen. That I literally, and that's what they call me, don't they? I literally am Mr. Zen because
you are
I want to make sure that everyone else is happy, even if there's a struggle from myself. But I think that's just me showing up all the time. But I think for you to be able to unwrap that and say it's okay, and then kind of put it back together so that I can go back out on stage, so to speak, I think it's really important to me.
And that's it. That is all of our questions.
Well, some peanut sleep.
Peanut's can't sleep, Bella's jealous.
Bella's had enough.